In California, a petrochemical company planned to upgrade its refinery, which required transportation and delivery of 2 new reactors as part of its major conversion project. The refinery needed a reliable transportation partner to deliver the vital components to their project safely and on time. Months ahead of the intended delivery date, the search for the perfect partner began. Boss Crane and Rigging, Heavy Haul Division, successfully transported 2 massive reactors safely, on time, and on budget. The task entailed transporting 2 reactors with a combined weight of 1.3 million pounds, with the heaviest weighing an impressive 682,000 pounds, measuring 75 feet long, 17 feet wide, and 16 feet tall. Over the course of 6 months, Boss invested 576 man-hours in the planning stages alone, ensuring every detail was accounted for. Pre-planning consisted of meticulous measuring and planning of the route and sourcing permits, escorts, and bucket trucks. Boss employed 6 highly trained professionals as the transport crew, each with decades of related experience. Collectively, the crew had over 150 years of combined heavy haul transport experience. Throughout the execution of the heaviest reactor, Boss clocked 210 man-hours. Boss's scope of work was completed between March 10th and March 22nd of 2023. They would assemble their 18-line K-22 Shirley trailer and their 500-ton gantry system. Despite some weather delays, the reactors finally arrived via ship and were loaded onto a 210-foot barge. Both of the reactors were secured and moved inland. The following day, the tugboats pushed the 210-foot barge to the landing site, where a 350-ton crane placed 2 80-foot barge ramps. Boss then maneuvered the 18-line trailer under the first reactor. Once in position, the trailer was raised, the lashings were removed, and replaced to secure the reactor to the trailer. Next, the Boss team hooked up the second prime mover to the configuration and pulled it off the barge. Once on flat ground, the second prime mover was removed. The load was taken down dockside and was unloaded back onto the jack stands. The team then returned to the barge for the second reactor. The same process was used as in the move for the first reactor. This time, the reactor was taken to the 500-ton gantry system, where it was used to remove the staging beams, which lowered the overall transport height. Next, the main 2 prime movers, along with 2 push trucks, 2 bucket trucks, and a convoy of escorts, navigated the mountain terrain. The skilled crew carefully moved the heaviest reactor a total of 1.4 miles over the road, from the staging area near the barge, under a pipe rack, and to the client's laydown yard. The 500-ton gantry was disassembled at the dock and reassembled at the client's laydown yard. The gantry was used to lift the reactors and place the staging beams back underneath to be self-unloaded onto the jack stands. This would be its long-term resting place. The entire process was done a second time for the second reactor. The region of California where the work took place experienced unseasonably cold and rainy weather during the majority of the project. Large volumes of watershed from nearby hillsides caused further complexities to an already steep transport route. The steepest slope along the route consisted of a severe uphill incline of 8.1%, immediately followed by a steady downhill decline of -6.9%. The complex reactor tie-down method, consisting of 27 chains on one reactor to ensure load securement, coupled with a slow-walking pace transport speed, aided in the safe delivery despite the uncontrollable environmental factors. To maintain the load, and as an additional safety precaution, push and pull trucks surrounded the load to help maintain speed and control. The longest transport configuration was assembled to facilitate the steepest incline along the route. 4 trucks, 2 in front and 2 behind the reactor, measured a total length of 265 feet, the height of a 26-story building. To minimize disruption to the public on the roadways, the transportation was done during the middle of the day. In total, 1 reactor was transported in under 3 hours. Police escorts helped manage the traffic while ensuring overall safety. With safety as priority number 1, daily safety meetings were held and the project was completed without incident or injury. Boss owned the only trailer in the nation that could fit under the pipe rack with the reactor and still have a few inches of clearance. The K-22 trailer was critical to the project's success, as it caused no disruption to the live pipe rack and resulted in no downtime for the client. The equipment fleet of Boss's competitors and their respective trailer heights, once loaded with the reactor, pushed them outside of the realm of possibility. Further innovations contributed by Boss's fleet include the hydraulic capabilities of the low-reaching trailers. Beneath the pipe rack, the roadway was sloped, With less than 8 inches of clearance between the reactor and the overhead pipe rack, the trailer's hydraulics were activated to precisely tilt the load, allowing for minimal yet precise clearance. In conclusion, Boss's transport exemplifies innovation, expertise, and a relentless pursuit of project excellence. By overcoming obstacles and delivering results, Boss has set a new standard for heavy haul operations in the petrochemical industry.